To see someone's true character, notice only 7 things. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. How well do you really know the people around you? Because the truth is, someone's true character isn't revealed when things are easy. It's exposed in the moments that truly test them. And if you know what to look for, you can see someone's real nature in just 7 simple observations. Let's get into it. 1, how they treat people who can't benefit them. It's easy to be nice when there's something to gain, but the way someone treats the waiter, the janitor, or a stranger on the street, that's their real personality, unfiltered. Because a person of integrity respects others, not because of status, but because it's the right thing to do. Watch closely. Do they show kindness, patience, and gratitude, or do they act entitled, dismissive, and rude? The ones who treat unimportant people with dignity, that's real character. 2, how they handle anger. You want to see someone's true nature, watch them when they're frustrated. Because when emotions run high, the mask falls off. Do they stay calm, breathe, and communicate, or do they explode, lash out, or even get aggressive? Think about it. Anger is a natural human emotion, but the way someone handles it says everything about their self-control, emotional intelligence, and maturity. Do they attack others personally? Instead of focusing on the issue, do they resort to insults, blame, or bringing up past mistakes? That's a red flag. People with strong character argue with logic and respect, not emotion and destruction. Do they take it out on innocent people? Maybe they had a bad day at work, and instead of processing it, they come home and snap at their family. Or worse, they take it out on people who had nothing to do with the problem. The waiter, the cashier, or even their pet. That's not just a lack of self-control. That's a lack of character. Do they hold grudges? When someone gets angry, do they hold on to it for days, weeks, or even years? Do they bring up old arguments just to win? Mature people don't bottle up resentment. They resolve conflicts and move forward. How do they treat you when they're mad? Do they suddenly ignore you, give the silent treatment, or act like a completely different person? True character is about consistency, not switching up the moment emotions take over. And here's something powerful to remember. Anger doesn't create a person's character, it reveals it. So next time someone is frustrated, pay close attention. Do they control their anger, or does their anger control them? That tells you everything about who they truly are. 3, how they act when no one's watching. You want to know someone's true character? Observe what they do when nobody's around. Because when there's no audience, no pressure, and no accountability, that's when the real them shows up. Think about it. Do they cheat when no one will find out? Maybe they cut corners at work, lie on their taxes, or steal office supplies because it doesn't really hurt anyone. But here's the thing. If someone is willing to be dishonest when they think no one's watching, that means their honesty is conditional. And real integrity isn't conditional, it's constant. Do they respect others when it's inconvenient? For example, do they put the shopping cart back even when no one will know? Do they clean up after themselves in public spaces, or do they leave a mess because someone else will handle it? These tiny moments reveal everything. Because the way someone treats the world when there's no reward shows who they really are. How do they behave online? Social media gives people a mask. When there are no real-life consequences, some people turn into completely different versions of themselves. Do they spread hate, gossip, or attack strangers? Or do they stay respectful even when they disagree? Because the way someone acts behind a screen is often their truest reflection. Do they do the right thing even when it's hard? Integrity isn't about looking good. It's about being good. It's easy to be kind when it benefits you. It's easy to be respectful when everyone's watching, but true character means doing the right thing even when it costs you. Would they do the same things in front of you? If someone's behavior in private is completely different from their behavior in public, that's a sign that what you see isn't who they really are. Because a person of character, they're the same person behind closed doors as they are in the spotlight. Here's the bottom line. What someone does in the dark will always come to light. So watch carefully, not just what they say, not just what they show you, but who they really are when nobody's watching. That's where their true character is revealed. 4, how they handle power. If you really want to see who someone is at their core, give them power. Power doesn't change people, it reveals them, because when someone has control, whether it's over money, people, or decisions, that's when you see what they truly value. Think about it. Do they use power to uplift or to control? A person with strong character will use their influence to help support and empower others. But someone with a weak character, they'll use power as a weapon to dominate, belittle, and manipulate people to get their way. Do they treat subordinates differently than equals? A great test of character is how someone treats the people below them. Do they speak with kindness to employees, assistants, or team members? Or do they suddenly become dismissive, arrogant, and rude when they hold authority? If they only respect people on their level, that's not respect, it's strategy. Do they abuse power for personal gain? Whether it's in the workplace, in relationships, or even within a friend group, some people use their position to get what they want with no concern for who they hurt along the way. Do they take credit for others' work? Do they manipulate situations to their advantage? Do they expect special treatment just because they have status? If so, they're not leading, they're exploiting. How do they act when they're in control? Some people seem kind and humble until they get power. Maybe they suddenly stop listening to feedback. Maybe they start treating others as less than. Maybe they let their ego take over and forget the people who helped them get there. That's not strength, that's insecurity wearing a mask. Do they stay the same no matter their position? The true test of character isn't how someone acts when they have nothing, it's how they act when they have everything. Are they still grounded, still kind, still fair? If so, that's the sign of a leader. That's the mark of true integrity. 5, how they react to someone else's success. If you really want to understand someone's true character, pay attention to how they react when someone else is winning. Because nothing exposes a person's mindset more than watching someone else achieve what they want. Think about it. Well, ladies, do they genuinely celebrate others? When a friend gets a promotion, a colleague lands a big opportunity, or someone in their circle achieves a goal, do they say, "Wow, that's amazing, you deserve it"? Or do they downplay it with a passive-aggressive remark like, "Must be nice. They just got lucky. I could have done that too if I had those connections"? A person with strong character lifts others up, not secretly hopes they fail. Do they offer support or withdraw? Pay close attention to this one. When someone in their life levels up, do they offer help, encouragement, or congratulations? Or do they pull back, become distant, or suddenly stop supporting them? Because real friends don't disappear when you succeed. They stand beside you. Do they see success as competition or inspiration? Small-minded people see other people's success as a threat. But people with strong character see success as proof of what's possible. They think if they can do it, I can too. They get motivated instead of jealous. Do they secretly hope for failure? Some people pretend to support you, but deep down they hope you fail. They'll smile and nod, but Behind your back, they criticize and question your success. They might even try to sabotage you, spreading doubt, making subtle jabs, or withholding information that could help you. If you ever hear someone say, "I knew they wouldn't last," or "let's see how long that lasts," that's their envy talking, not support. Do they compare your success to their struggles? Instead of celebrating, do they instantly make it about themselves? Do they turn your good news into a pity party about how they never catch a break? Do they say things like, "I've been working just as hard, but nothing ever happens for me"? Because strong-minded people don't need to dim someone else's light to shine. 6, how they handle failure. You can learn more about a person from how they handle failure than from how they handle success. Why? Because failure strips away the ego, the excuses, and the image they try to maintain. When things don't go their way, when they fall short, when life throws a challenge at them, that's when their true character is revealed. So pay close attention. Do they, 1, do they take responsibility or make excuses? When someone fails, do they own up to it or do they shift the blame? A strong person says, "I messed up, I'll learn from it and do better next time." A weak person says, "It wasn't my fault. The system is rigged. They didn't give me a fair chance." Because here's the truth. Failure isn't final, but making excuses is. If someone refuses to take responsibility for their mistakes, they'll never grow. And if they don't grow, they'll keep repeating the same failures over and over again. 2, do they give up or push forward? Failure can do 2 things, break you or build you. When someone faces rejection, loss, or disappointment, do they throw in the towel? Or do they bounce back stronger and use it as fuel for growth? Watch how they react when things don't go as planned. Do they complain, sulk, and dwell on what went wrong? Or do they analyze their mistakes, adjust their approach, and try again? People with weak character let failure define them. People with strong character let failure refine them. 3, do they blame others or learn the lesson? We all know someone who plays the victim. My boss didn't like me. The teacher was unfair. The market is bad. Other people got lucky. They refused to see their role in what happened. And because of that, they never learn, they never grow, and they stay stuck. But someone with strong character, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" They see failure as feedback, not defeat. That's why they improve while others keep making the same mistakes. 4, do they drag others down with them? Here's a big one. When someone fails, do they encourage others to keep going? Or do they try to bring others down too? Some people, when they fail, can't stand to see others succeed, so they mock people who are still trying. Say things like, "That'll never work," or "Why even bother?" Act like no one else deserves to win if they didn't. But here's the truth. A person with strong character doesn't let failure make them bitter. They let it make them better. 5, do they repeat the same mistakes? Failure is normal. Repeating the same failure over and over, that's a choice. Watch closely. Do they keep making the same bad decisions? Do they keep ignoring advice? Do they refuse to adjust their strategy? If so, it's not bad luck, it's bad character. Because growth comes from change. If they refuse to change, they refuse to grow. 7, how they treat you when they no longer need you. This one is crucial. Some people are only around when they need something. But the moment they no longer benefit from you, they disappear. Real friendships, real relationships, they don't work like that. So take note. If someone's loyalty disappears, the second you stop being useful to them, that tells you everything about who they really are. So now that you know these 7 things, who in your life has truly shown their character? And even more importantly, what do your actions say about you? If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which of these 7 stood out the most to you. And if you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more powerful insights coming your way.